Thank you everyone for being here this afternoon. I've made a commitment to being open and honest, no matter how painful or embarrassing that it has been. What occurred should never have happened, and it's something I take responsibility for, and it's something that I deeply regret. This has been a difficult and a painful time for everyone involved. Over the past week, I've been on an unpaid leave, and I've been focused on my family. I want to thank everyone for respecting their privacy during this time. I've been away and I've been setting in motion initial steps to repair the damage that I've done in my personal life. And I know that I have a great deal of work to do in the months and years to come to continue to repair this damage, and I'm determined to do that. I've said this before. I made a grave error in judgment, and I'm not going to let that take away from all of the milestones we've achieved as a council and all of the goals that we have set together to build a better city for all moving forward. It's time now for me to return to work, and as of today, I'll be returning as mayor. That said, I'm also very committed to striking a much better, a much healthier work-life balance with a much greater focus on my family. I want to thank Deputy Mayor Paul Hubert for his service and his leadership during this difficult time. I also want to apologize to my council colleagues for the distraction that this has caused for each of them. I don't want this to take away from the great work that we have accomplished together so far. I know that I will have to regain the trust and the respect of my council colleagues, and I'm prepared to do that. I would also like to formally apologize to my fellow Londoners for this situation and for the negative attention that it has brought to our community. I'd like to thank my staff in the Mayor's office who have been working very hard through this difficult time. Like you, I've read the Integrity Commissioner's report. It's very frank, and it pulls no punches. I accept his criticisms, and I accept his conclusions. I also accept his decision not to launch an investigation for the reasons he provided. So, now that I've taken the first steps to repair the damage that I've caused in my personal life, and now that we have heard from the Integrity Commissioner, I can tell you that I am ready to focus on the future and on the work that needs to be done to move our community forward. We have accomplished a great deal during this term of council. We have worked tirelessly to implement a rapid transit system for London, to help the most vulnerable populations in our community, to revitalize our downtown, and to set a plan in motion that will grow our city in a much more sustainable and a much more affordable way. I'm proud of the work that we have done so far. I'm excited about what we can do in the years ahead. And I am confident that we can work together, that we can continue together to lead our city forward. I'm pleased to be back, and I'm ready to move forward. We have a full agenda slated for council tomorrow night, and I'm looking forward to rejoining my colleagues to focusing on the business of our city. Thank you.
Matt, the Free Press last night
Hold on.
commissioned a
Wait.
scientific poll of 800
We will take
Londoners.
questions.
More than 50%
Okay.
of them want you to resign. What do you say to them, and what do you say to that poll? More than half of Londoners want you to resign, according to that poll.
You know, what I would say to that is that I've created a significant amount of damage in my personal life, and I need to
But
work.
focusing politically, though, they want you to resign from political office.
And I need to work very hard to regain the trust and the respect of my fellow Londoners, and I'm prepared to do exactly that.
When you talk about this,
Okay,
you start
hold
with
on.
the
Moving forward,
trust
we will
of your
take
colleagues.
questions from the media. We will take one question, we'll do it by hand, and then we will take one follow-up. I don't want this to turn into a shouting match, so that's what we're going to do. Pat, you may continue with your question.
You talk about restoring the trust of your council colleagues. That would include the Ward 5 councillor, Maureen Cassidy. Can you talk to us about your ability or your willingness, or you think your potential to restore that relationship?
Yeah, I intend to work with each of my council colleagues on restoring the trust, restoring the respect that's required for all of us to work together, and that includes the Ward 5 councillor.
Darryl?
In 2014, this is your policy platform. It promises zero tolerance for bad behavior and poor ethics. What does zero tolerance mean to you?
You know, I think I've been very clear with what it means to me. I've created a grave error in judgment. I have been open, I have been honest with the community, and I'm now looking for an opportunity to restore the trust with this community.
You called on Joe Fontana to resign when he was facing a scandal. You're facing a scandal now where you've been found guilty by the Integrity Commissioner. Should you not then resign?
I accept fully the Integrity Commissioner's report. I accept the criticisms. I accept the conclusions. And I also accept that this is now my opportunity to repair the damage that I've done in my role as mayor, and I'm going to work very hard to do that.
Exactly how are you going to restore trust? Because so many people will sit and watch and be critical of you as you're in council, as you're voting on things. How do you intend to restore the public's trust and your colleagues' trust?
The only way to do that is through action. And what I intend to do over the course of the next 2.5 years is to work as hard as I possibly can to demonstrate my commitment to Londoners and to demonstrate my commitment to this community.
Next question, we have a follow-up.
But how do you expect to maintain a professional relationship with Maureen Cassidy after all of this?
I think that that's a responsibility that I need to take on. I think that it's very important that with each of my council colleagues, I have a respectful working relationship, and I intend to do exactly that.
Matt, it seems clear, I think, to a lot of people that you've humiliated the city on a national, maybe even an international scale. How can that be possibly repaired?
You're going to need to give me the next 2.5 years to do that. This isn't something that's going to happen overnight. I need to work very hard, first with my council colleagues, with members of the community, and demonstrate through my actions that we can move forward from this, that we can continue to focus on our strategic plan, and we can continue to build a better city for our community.
I just wonder about, when you talk about policy decisions, will this not constantly come up? It seems impossible to me that it won't.
I think that I've taken full responsibility for my actions. I've been open and I've been honest. I accept the community's criticisms. I accept the fact that I need to regain the community's trust.
Next question, go ahead.
What conversations are you having with your kids?
That's a very personal question. I'm very focused on my family right now, and I'm going to continue to just maintain that as a personal matter.
What kind of financial records can you give to us to show us that this wasn't happening on taxpayers' dime?
All of my financial records are posted on the website. You're welcome to review them, as is any member of the community.
Last question, go ahead.
And specifically, with your dealings with Maureen Cassidy, there will always be questions about what decisions are being made that aren't influenced by your relationship. And we talk about the FCM appointment. How can you assure the public that your decisions haven't been biased in the past or won't be biased in the future? And does that not put a cloud over your mayoralty from this point forward?
Well, I think I've been very clear that this was a grave error in judgment, and that
You're repeating the same answer all over and over again. Specifically, how can you assure people that you haven't clouded the mayoralty with this relationship?
I'll have to do that through my actions. I can tell you that each and every vote that I participated in leading up to this point was focused on making sure that we were making the right decision as a council. Council makes decisions together. I'll continue to do that. I accept the criticisms, and I certainly accept the questions that the community will have, and I'll have to demonstrate moving forward with my actions.
Do you honestly think this is what's best for the community?
I think that what we need to do as a community is to move forward. I think that the best way to do that is for council to come together, to refocus on our strategic plan, and to continue the great work that we've been conducting over the past 18 months.
Is there any circumstance under which you might have considered resigning?
This was a family decision. This was a decision that I made in very close consultation with my wife. We feel that this is the best course of action. My primary focus was to take the initial steps to repair the damage that I've caused in my personal life, and now I'm also focusing on moving forward in this role as mayor.
What would
How
you say?
is your
what-
wife doing?
Last question.
I was going to say, how would you, you know what, Carrie, go ahead.
How is your wife doing?
Well, I've been very clear about this. My wife was furious when she learned about this, and I'm working very hard to repair the damage that I caused.